How is good and evil portrayed in fantasy? In Tolkien's work, the answer is clear. Goblins are pure evil, while elves are noble beings, as evidenced by their precision. The Hobbit presents a world where morality is well defined, and characters exist within this framework. In The Hobbit, the division between good and evil is evident. Elves are noble and just, as emphasized by the narrator. When distinguishing between high elves and wood elves, he states, "They have always been and still are the good people." Another notable trait is their incredible archery skills. In chapter 9, we learn that elves can shoot a bird in the eye in complete darkness. Why is it significant? I will explore the symbolism of archery in a later episode, but for now, consider it an attribute of positive character. Goblins, on the other hand, are cruel creatures that take pleasure in the suffering of others and use brutality as a tool of power. As the heroes cross the misty mountains, we learn more about goblins. They are depicted as innovators of war machines and torture devices. This is a clear reference to the book of Genesis, where Tubal-Cain, a descendant of Cain, the first murderer, is the one who forges tools from bronze and iron, including weapons. Tolkien further states that goblins hate all living creatures. There is no moral relativism here. Tolkien makes it clear that goblins have no redeeming qualities. They are inherently evil, bringing destruction and chaos, making them the purest form of antagonists. Also worth mentioning are the wise guides who offer counsel, Gandalf and Elrond, who aid the company of dwarves with their wisdom. Interestingly, after leaving Rivendell, the characters enter the Misty Mountains, where the narrator knows that much evil has spread across the wild lands and that danger lurks in a land without a ruler. This is another biblical reference found twice in The Hobbit. It echoes a passage from the Book of Kings, which states, "In those days there were no kings in Israel," highlighting the chaos and suffering that people experienced. Associating anarchy with goblins, creatures of darkness and disorder, reinforces the earlier theme. Goblins symbolize evil, darkness, and chaos. The division between good and evil in The Hobbit is the foundation of the entire story. However, it is not a simplistic construct. Tolkien intentionally uses those divisions to highlight the strength of morality and the values that shape his characters. Bilbo, initially unaware of the small structure, gradually understands that the world is filled with immutable good and evil. As the story progresses, he matures, and though he may not grasp the grand scale of, he is guided by his sense of justice. One example of this is the attempt to prevent conflict between men and dwarfs at the end of the novel. After the mountain is reclaimed, Bilbo risks his life by standing against Thorin, who is consumed by greed, and secretly gives the Arkenstone to the men as a bargaining tool for peace negotiations. The novel's conclusion reinforces the idea. As Thorin on his deathbed reflects that if more people valued songs, food, and shared joy over gold, the world would be a happier place. If you love fantasy, I invite you to explore our studio store at RPGfigures.com. We create unique, custom-designed miniatures for fantasy, D&D, and sci-fi fans. Every design is crafted with passion and made exclusively by us. And here's something special for our fellow dreamers. Use the code MAGICSTORIES for 20% off your order. In the next episode, we will explore the symbolism of archery in fantasy literature, both in Tolkien's work and in Lewis. Is the bow merely a weapon, or is it a metaphor for the moral choices of heroes? We will discuss that next time. If you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to hit that sub button and ring the bell. It keeps us going and brings you more stories filled with wonder and imagination.